We hear a lot in the Gospels about shepherding, and yet we live in a society that has very little firsthand experience with it. So we have to reflect second-handedly on shepherding. But it's still valuable, in some ways maybe even better, because it allows for the true expansion of thought that second-hand experience allows us. I remember the first time I went to a television studio, and it was the studios of the television icon Sesame Street. I remember looking around expecting to see so much, and I said to myself, this is it? It was somewhat disillusioning, rather mundane. There was no Big Bird, no Oscar the Grouch. It was all put away, I guess. I suppose the same thing is true with shepherding firsthand. It is a rather mundane thing. Yet it's a favorite of Jesus when he talks about discipleship and his relationship with us. We're called to think about it as second-handers. A shepherd is knowing and free and faithful. He's knowing because a shepherd must know his flock. In an online world, you and I are challenged to know one another by the heart. Each of us has been entrusted with a flock of sorts, and we're called to make the effort to know the people we've been entrusted to. There's a difference between a good and a bad doctor, isn't there? The good doctor is the one who gets involved and gets to know you and cares about you and asks good questions. That's part of being a good shepherd. A good shepherd is free. There's no obligation in being a shepherd. No, they shepherd because they want to, because it's what they were compelled to do. The same thing is true about us. We do things out of love because we're compelled to do that. Moms who make lunch for their kids every day. People who reach out to those in need. No payment, but just doing it out of that great desire. And last, a shepherd is faithful. Faithful shepherds hang in there, good days and bad, sickness and health. Even when we're powerless to take the pain away, we're called to Psalm 23. When we walk through the valley of death, God is with us. What valleys are there? Addiction and failing health and worry. Sometimes we need to regroup the flock, if you will. Second-hand experience can be a great help in our prayer lives. It helps us to reflect on our relationship with Jesus and his with us. It's a day to be refreshed in the green meadow, to be affirmed by the shepherd, that we may shepherd one another, knowing, free, and faithful, to grow closer to becoming what we receive from the altar today, the body of Christ.